Sparrow, he might be the only one that actually makes it into like the actual battle itself, possibly. Maybe that's what he's showing us here because, it's also showing us his location. He's really close to Onigashima. He's basically in Wano. Like they weren't there before. They couldn't even make it up the mountain, but somehow it looks like they, or at least Sparrow got in there using his fruit power. So then, of course, he name drops King, Luffy, Marco. Which one of these people is he going to go against? Maybe Marco. Because, Marco needs an opponent because I'm pretty sure that he's going to be taking part in this battle. At least that's what the previous chapter made it out to be. So maybe it's him, maybe not. I don't know. But it expects Sparrow to show up in this battle and maybe assist Big Mom, who we're coming to now. And in the previous chapter, it looked like maybe it was going to be Chopper and Usopp having Big Mom duty for a little bit. But no, I think this is going to be more of a compound effort here. Which is fine because, like, in the previous chapter, I gushed over, man, how I wish that Usopp and Chopper are able to take down Big Mom. That would be incredible. It would also kind of break the story, but at the same time, it's fine. But now it's looking like maybe it's not just going to be Usopp and Chopper, but Usopp, Chopper, Nami, Carrot, Shinobu, Sanji, and Zeus, kind of, all taking on Big Mom. That would be amazing, too, right? That would also be very different because we expected, like, okay, who's going to go against Big Mom? What's Sanji going to do? We expected, or at least me, I thought Sanji was going to go against Queen, which I'm sure he probably will. But if Oda just decides to take this whole storyline in a different direction, and it's just like, okay, I'm going to isolate off this section of characters who are typically weak, not Sanji, of course, but Sanji is going to lead the weaklings here, and they're all going to take down Big Mom. Like, they get their own little epic war. That would be incredible, too, but I know. Wishful thinking. In the end, honestly, the realistic thing that I'm thinking is Kaido's probably going to take out Big Mom. He's probably going to double cross her in one of the big significant moments of the battle when her guard is down, and then like he Thunder Babuas her or Bolo blasts her and takes her out or something. Because I don't know, they said that we're gonna kill each other after we win anyway, so he's like, it was gonna come down to this anyway, Lin, I'm sorry. You could totally see Kaido doing something like that, but I just hope. It's the big group that we're talking about here. Another cool thing here is that we see Big Mom like walking down the hallway and she's using her fruit powers. We haven't really seen her use her fruit powers all that much, but we only got to really see her use them in Whole Cake. But now she's just like boom, boom, boom. You Umbrella, you Sandals. You come to life and follow me. She's got this little horde behind her, and this is another thing that just makes the chapter so great. Like I was saying, these sequences are so fun. Oda really gave depth to these sequences. He fleshed them out. Normally, we just get an exchange of dialogue, some exposition, and then we'll move on. But here, it's like Oda went the extra mile with this chapter. And just, we're coming to the next sequence, it's showing us Momonosuke, another brutal scene of him, all beat up. This is a kid after all, but the setting up the ticking clock that I was talking about. Because, before there wasn't really any emphasis put on like a time limit. Like, okay, it was just like the alliance goes after Onigashima, take down everyone, you kind of do it, however long you need to do it, take care of it. Now it's like, nope, now you got to save Momonosuke at the same time because he's going to be executed. So that's fine. And then we're coming to Zoro, and then we get to see what Zoro is doing. And it's like he's just running the gauntlet right now. He's fighting the gifters. It doesn't say that they're headliners, so I think he's just fighting the gifters now. And it says that there's almost 500 of us. I think we kind of got that estimate or that figure a couple chapters back. I mean, not even a couple, maybe a couple of years back when we first found out about these individuals. But I would love it if Zoro just solos all 500 of the gifters. But then we're coming to the second big moment of this chapter, and it's Luffy straight up going against Ulti. Let him go against the Flying Sixes. Let him use them as punching bags, or let him spar against them. Let him show that he is not a chump, that he is legitimately Yonko Commander level, which I totally believe he is. It's like he should be taking down the Flying Six here. They are not on his level, but they are definitely strong enough to push him. And then we got the reveal of Ulti's Devil Fruit. As expected, she's an ancient Zoan. Page 1 was. She's his sister, so, she's probably going to have one too. And she's a Pachycephalosaurus. And this is like that dinosaur that we've all probably seen once or twice in our lives that has like the skull cap. It has like the hard head, which implies that I guess it like uses like a headbutt type attack, kind of like a goat. It was like a goat dinosaur. She's that, which makes sense why she's doing the headbutt to Luffy. And then we see her in her hybrid Zoan form, and then she goes full blown zone. But before that, we get another awesome Luffy sequence. And this goes back to what I'm saying. We needed this from Luffy. Luffy has needed more of these sequences. And I love that he speed blitzes her. We haven't had a lot of speed blitzing from Luffy when he's not in like gear 4 or something. Like, he still is super fast when he goes gear 2nd. Now, he doesn't say that he's using gear 2nd in the sequence, but I'm sure in the anime they're going to make it seem like he is using that to speed blitz ulti here. But I just love when he does that, because sometimes it's like, I don't know, Oda doesn't want to make Luffy that fast compared to these super powerful characters, but I like that he's doing it here. And the way that he's like flipping her by her horns, so cool. And then, you know, he's leveling page 1 after this. I keep repeating myself, this is what Luffy needed. Taking down 2 Flying 6 members with an impressive performance here. I mean, he's not completely schooling them, because we see that when Ulti goes into her full Zoan form, she is out-muscling him, but of course he's in his base, and he says that he needs to go Gear 4. And that's fine, it makes sense to me. You needing Gear 4 to be able to defeat a Flying 6 member, that lines up with everything that, in my head, according to the power scale, what we've been talking about. But then that brings us to the main point of this chapter, and we finally got the reveal of Yamato, who right off the bat is strong enough to one-shot Ulti in her Zoan form, non-hybrid, which is super impressive. And he's using the same technique that Kaido does, the Thunder Bagua, you know, what he did to Luffy to one-shot him. So, obviously, Yamato is not what we expected. Definitely not what I expected, and this is refreshing. This might be taking a turn for the better, and I seriously hope it does, because let's just break down Yamato here. So, he's based off of a legend, right? Because there's, like, Prince Yamato, that's like Japanese mythology, and you know, Oda borrows heavily from that stuff for One Piece. And I did read over the legend of Yamato, but I don't know, I don't think it's exactly like what's going on here. I don't think Oda is like carbon copying that character, more or less just the idea of him. And another thing that we can draw from lore here is the mask that he's wearing. Apparently this mask represents being the opposite of your father or something, or like the father putting it on the son as like a form of like discipline, because they're not doing what they want, or they're being unresponsive. I don't know, something like that. Regardless, this is all lining up with Yamato not, you know, being disingenuous. Like, he is like a legitimate good guy here, and he might be like the black sheep of Kaido's family, like, which is awesome, because even Luffy says, like, you didn't give off the impression that you would hurt me. So I think that right there is pretty much solidifying that, like, Yamato is an ally to Luffy here. So why is he an ally? We can only speculate at this point, and we're going to have to be speculating for at least 2 weeks now, considering we got a break next week. But, he, you know, obviously, right off the bat, we see that he has Odin's knot thing around him, and that's there for a reason, but also, you know, he's huge like Kaido, so I'm assuming that he's definitely legitimately Kaido's biological son. Anyone who could do the Thunder Bagua like that has to be coming from Kaido. But the thing with Odin here, I don't think he's related to Odin. He might be like an Odin stan, because obviously if he's looking for Luffy personally and he's been waiting for him, this is lining up with the mythology, the whole thing about the D's, and, you know, the reckoning, and the next coming of Joy Boy, the next coming of the savior of the world, pretty much. And that's what Luffy is. That's what Odin was talking about. Odin was waiting for him. He knew about this. Odin was one of the very few people in existence that knew about, you know, essentially what was going to happen, and how Luffy was going to be the reincarnation of the Messiah. So I assume that Yamato found out about all of this stuff, which totally makes sense. And he was like, oh, wow, the Messiah is going to come here and defeat my dad, who I hate? All right, well, I might as well help him, because I like Odin for some reason. I'm on Odin's stand. Maybe Kaido, like, I don't know, found a female Kozuki member or something. Maybe he's like half Kozuki, half Kaido, possibly. But yeah, this is definitely lining up with the whole reincarnation of the Will of D thing. So let me know what you think about this in the comments. Where do you think it's headed? Do you like the reveal of Yamato? Let me know. And if you like the chapter, please give it a like. I also have a Patreon. I give you extra weekly Q&A. And if you haven't already, please subscribe as well. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.